everyone, hope you've had a great weekend. We have a very interesting bulletin in store for you. In this edition, teenagers in the northern region start motor-bicycle washing business. We meet 14-year-old Bernard Amwaku, who is also doing his own business aside from school. We'll tell you what it is. And another great comedian has passed away. The world is talking about actress Joan Rivers. These stories, including a roundup of local, international, and sports news, all coming up. Please stay with us.
Supported by Cowbell with Vitarid.
My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Remember, we are on social media. Find us on facebook.com/NewsGenerationGH or on Twitter @NewsGenGH. Now, teenagers in Tamale have found a way to make easy money washing motorbicycles. They do this during the vacation and sometimes after school. But why? They tell us in the following report.
Money to pay for school supplies. This is why 13-year-old Fidel Suleiman spends his holidays washing motorbicycles.
And get more than 5 cedi a day. I use it to buy my school needs.
Tamale is one of the fastest growing cities in Ghana. This part of the city gets busy during the day with commercial activities. But the vehicular traffic situation here is different from other cities in the country. Riding motorbikes is the main mode of transportation. This is why Fidels and his friends have decided to take advantage of the situation. They tell us they make an average of 5 cedis a day, depending on the number of motorbikes they wash. For Mashoud Abdullah, this is a way to do something for himself, instead of always depending on parents or government.
If you are just relaxing, you will enjoy the life. That's how some people start stealing. They don't do anything. You see the problem? If you are doing small, you can end up helping yourselves. You see, there's no need for you to government help all of us.
Ilyasu Farouk is the oldest of the boys. He makes a living washing the bikes. He says he had to drop out of school because of financial challenges, and he fears his younger friends will end up like him.
I was a student years back, but currently I stopped school because of lack of money. My washing day goes well with me because that is where I get my daily job money, and that is where I earn my living. Looking at things, it looks as if their parents are not capable of looking after them. So at last, we also know that we being a school dropper, at last they also be a school dropper because there is no money for them to cater for their parents to cater for them for their school. So they are also doing a small things and they are really living.
But Fidels wants to be different. He even believes the educational route for his friends is not over.
They should do it, but they should go to school again.
Still thinking about what you want to be when you grow up? Well, 14-year-old Bernard Sechi Amwaku already knows. He wants to be a businessman and has already started. Let's find out what he does. Hello, Bernard. Yeah, Ifwa, I think we are here. Okay.
We are in Majo in Accra to meet Bernard Sechi Amwaku.
Hey, Benny Young. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Benny, as he prefers to be called, is a JHS2 student at University Staff, Legon. This 14-year-old young man is no ordinary kid. Benny is a graphic designer. He taught himself how to design graphics when he was only 10 years old.
I started with sketches, illustrations, and others. So I continued till 2013, when I was 13. Then I found one man who was my friend by then. He owned an internet cafe. So I used to go there to design with the paint application. So later on in 2014, I got a computer from my dad. He bought a full computer with everything. So I continued with the paint application for some months. Then I got CorelDRAW, which is also a software for designing, from a friend. Then later on, I think that's 3 months ago, I got Adobe Photoshop CXS Lite from a friend. He sent it to me via my email. Yeah.
Benny wants to be a businessman when he grows up and already has quite a number of clients who he designs for.
I design flyers, logos, business cards, invitation cards, etc.
You design all these for people?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, so how many clients do you have?
Lots of them.
Lots.
Yeah, including Royal Priesthood, Kwame Edu, Bruce, and a whole lot of people.
What's the name of your company?
Benyon Graphic Designs.
Benny has also got himself a new client. I see a familiar face here. Me? How long did it take you to do this?
It took just a day to do this, yeah.
1 day?
Yes.
Okay, what's the concept here?
Okay, I was trying to design a box, something like a product. So I had News Generation by the side and the logo on top. Then I had your picture placed inside this shape. So I added this barcode. You see, products that original always have barcodes. Then I wrote under here, watch News Generation this and every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. only on Vice at 1, your number one entertainer. Then I placed your name on top at the right side and wrote below, hosts News Generation. Yeah, that's the whole concept of it.
Benny displays a lot of his artwork online, and after giving me a brief tutorial, we go to upload the final product. So we met Benny Young through Facebook, and you know what? Benny really does not have internet at home. So what he does is, after he puts his artwork together, he now has to go to an internet cafe to upload his stuff. So let's go with him and find out exactly where he uploads all his work and makes his business contacts. It is a 15 to 20 minute walk from Benny's house to the internet cafe. We are ready to upload our project, but there is a surprise for us. So we are at the internet cafe in Benny's area, but unfortunately there's no light, so we cannot see Benny uploading his artwork. But Benny, where can all your friends find you if they are looking for you on Facebook?
Okay, my name on Facebook is Benny Young, and I have my own profile pic there and my page, Benny Young Graphic Designs. Yeah, you can find some of my works there.
Okay. Now, Benny, is there anything that you need help with?
Okay, maybe a sponsor. Yeah.
A sponsor for what exactly?
For my graphics, like to help promote my graphics. Yeah.
To help promote your graphics?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Benny. High five. Awesome. Let's now catch up with stories making the local news rounds. Some 130,000 pupils in the Volta region would miss free lunch if caterers under the school feeding program carried through a threat to stop working due to unpaid allowances. The caterers said government owes them close to 1 million Ghana cedis for services rendered for over 4 months. The Volta region caterers are not the only ones government owes. Some 5,000 caterers have not been paid for services rendered in the 2013-2014 academic year. Fear of contracting the deadly Ebola virus has gripped residents of Pinga in the Bole district of the northern region. The residents are afraid a group of miners who recently returned from Guinea could have the virus and pass it on. Health workers are reportedly complaining of the large numbers entering the country without screening. Celebrated singer and songwriter Gina West and star radio presenter Miss Na will return as judges for Icons with award-winning musician Manifest. The 4th season of Icons reality show is named Icons Remix Edition and will encourage young talent to bring their own creativity to life instead of copying. The Icons reality show has produced artists including singer Noella Wiyala, R&M, and Ryan. Ghanaian artists Sarkodie, R2Bs and Shatawale have been nominated for this year's Channel O Africa Music Video Awards. They will face off with some of Africa's finest acts at the main awards, which takes place in South Africa. Sarkodie received 2 nominations, Most Gifted Male and the night's biggest award, Most Gifted Video of the Year.
So what's up? Well, the Ghana Health Service has called for a ban on street food sellers in Accra as a measure to fight cholera. Food sold on the streets will be destroyed and the sellers prosecuted. This has attracted some criticisms by stakeholders. So what's up with this ban and how can it control the cholera outbreak?
It's right, but not all those who sell by the roadside are dirty, but some people are clean. But they should advise those who sell, those who don't keep their place clean, should keep it clean and use clean water to sell the food.
Yeah, I know it's not the best way though, but I know it will reduce it a little bit because some of the food they sell on the roadside is not like healthy. The places where they sell the food are not clean at all. It will help. It will really help, and some of them are not tested. They don't test for like disease, so that we don't know that the food is healthy or not.
No, because if it's not the right way, because if they can keep their surroundings clean and keep their food always hot, it will prevent cholera.
Yes, but not all the vendors. Because some of them are clean and those who are unclean, we must educate them to know that there's a cholera outbreak so that they can clean themselves every day.
Most of the times where they sell the food is unclean and the people themselves don't even keep themselves clean and neat. And also sometimes they don't even use good soaps or good water, clean water to wash and prepare the food.
Yes. I think that because if some people who sells the food around, when they are selling the food, you see else flying around the rubbers and you see the plates near the gutters and the gutters are very dirty. So you have to ban them from selling so that we prevent cholera in our community.
No, I don't think so because it's not every time that we get time to cook. So in case, and that is another business so that people will get money. But we must educate them about how to cook in a neat area and also cover their hair always when cooking. And also bring water where they are selling in case people come to buy food so that they wash their hands.
More stories coming up after this.
When your kids need it all, there's only one drink that's got it. Cowbell Chocomalt. It's got the delicious taste of chocolate, the nourishment of malt, the all-round goodness of milk, and sugar for energy, all in one sachet. All I add is water, hot or cold. Now, that's real value. And that's real teamwork. Cowbell Chocomalt, 4-in-1 value with a great new taste.
You're still watching News Generation. Remember, we are on facebook.com/News Generation GH or on Twitter @NewsGenGH. Now let's meet 15-year-old Isifu Musa. He's a vulcanizer. Unlike some of his age mates who decided to learn a vocation and stop going to school, Isifu is hoping to go back soon.
For most young people who move from their hometowns in northern Ghana to Accra, learning a vocation is one way to survive. Many of them choose a vocation at the expense of their education. One of them is Isifu Musa. He is 15 and has been living with his uncle in Accra for a year now. He is a vulcanizing apprentice at Aveno in Accra. Isifu, like most of his peers, enjoys what he does, but feels he wants something more. Shy to speak on camera, he told New Generation off camera he wishes to go back to school. Isifu says he's been out of school for more than a year now. He came to Accra from Boko to live with his uncle. According to Isifu, although it is good to learn a vocation, he would prefer to get an education. When asked how he would do this, all he had to show was a smile. When approached to comment on Isifu's yearning to go back to school soon, his uncle, Ibrahim Bukari, had this to say.
Handwork. Yes, we in I see and we father Jima, a family work. Here in a Jimana is and then you do see. On Koramina, and your shop went quite shopping from Dosso. And you went one. In a few school bar, if I was your chop money, I just want near school. See, and yeah. Me feel no buy no. Me see what me didn't be school. On to me didn't boy school.
Let's quickly see what's happening in the world of sports.
Paris Saint-Germain striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored twice against Estonia to become Sweden's all-time leading scorer with 50 goals. The 32-year-old opened the scoring with a left-footed volley from a corner after 3 minutes. Ibrahimovic, making his 99th appearance for Sweden, completed the scoring in Solna in the 24th minute with another fine effort as the host won 2-0. That goal broke Sven Rydell's tally of 49 goals, which has stood since 1932. Former British Sports Minister Richard Carbon says it would be an empty gesture to boycott the 2018 World Cup in Russia. European Union officials are reportedly considering calling for a boycott of the tournament as a protest against Russian actions in Ukraine. Carbon highlighted the 1980 Moscow Olympics when the United States were absent, but a British team competed. He pointed out politicians only think they can institute a boycott, but that can end up being a show of weakness, not of strength. Stoke City goalkeeper Asmir Begovic has been included in the Guinness World Records book after last season's long-range goal against Southampton. The Bosnia international scored in bizarre fashion at the Britannia Stadium last November when his long clearance, just 13 seconds after kickoff, bounced over opposite number at Taborov into the net. His kick, measured at 91.9 meters, has now been registered as the longest goal scored in football in the latest edition of the famous Book of Records. British cyclist Mark Cavendish has asked to be left out of the Great Britain squad for this month's Road World Cup Championship in Spain. The sprinter, world champion in 2011, needed shoulder surgery after crashing out of the Tour de France in July. He will compete in the Tour of Britain, but has asked not to be included in the team. Sir Bradley Wiggins and Chris Froome are in a 14-man squad that will be cut down to 8 for the race.
Now, she was the first woman to have her own television show and one of the longest-serving comedians. Joan Rivers passed on at 81 years, but her death shocked the world and ended a close to 50-year career weeks after that of another beloved comedian, Robin Williams. That's what the world is talking about.
Oh my goodness, Joan.
I am so sorry I'm late, and I apologize.
Late? Yeah, I waited for you too long. The great Joan Rivers passed away today. She was 81 years old.
I had a little bit of sad news today. Earlier this afternoon, the great Joan Rivers passed away.
Host of Fashion Police, one-time host of That Show with Joan Rivers, Joan Rivers Show, and In Bed with Joan Rivers. She was also a subject of reality television starring with her daughter, Melissa Rivers, in Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best. As a comedian, Joan Rivers had a sharp tongue,
usually joking about her personal story and the lives of celebrities. But that was not always accepted. In fact, she had been criticized in recent times for joking about issues people felt were sensitive. She never apologized for joking. She had a difficult life, breaking in as the first woman and comedian on network television, and a woman who gave male comedians a run for their money.
How are you?
This is the clothes I wore the first time, wearing 1965 hair.
That's why I was talking about. Let me show the picture, lest
Show
they
the
think
picture.
you. Is this the same dress that you wore? Was it 65?
February 17th, 1965.
21
years.
And you had the strand
The same
of pearls,
pearls.
the same hairdo.
The boa.
The boa. Look at this. This is from, if you don't believe it, look at me, and then you'll find out the date of this
Here we
picture.
are.
Her big break in show business came as a guest on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1965. That was a big deal because it was the most popular late-night show. From then on, she became a favorite guest of most late-night shows, a guest and then a co-host of the show on which she had her big break. In the 90s, Joan Rivers was a fixture on red carpet events, interviewing celebrities on fashion, and made the statement, "Who are you wearing?" popular.
Welcome back to the network, Joan.
And I'm thrilled to be on. Don't misunderstand. But this is so embarrassing. I have to sit on this, and I'll explain this to you.
On February 17, 2014, Joan appeared on The Tonight Show for the first time in 28 years after she was banned from the show by her mentor, Johnny Carson. As a darling of talk show, it was not surprising tributes poured in from talk show hosts.
And we just wanted to take a moment to say how much we'll miss her. She was a guest on this show a month ago, and I haven't been doing this job very long, but I have not sat next to anyone who told more jokes faster than Joan Rivers did when she was here.
Besides being a pioneer for women in comedy, for everyone in comedy, Joan was a very lucky person because she loved her job so much. She never wanted to stop, and she didn't have to stop because she was so great at it. I had the good fortune of having Joan on the show, I think like 6 times. And I want to show a clip from the last time she was here because she was so funny. Keep in mind, when you see this, this woman is 80 years old in this.
125 feet tall, 3 pounds, always in a red dress with a white face, looks like a ketchup bottle, walks around. And, no humor. I was wearing like a mustard dress. I said, "Look, what condiments." And she goes,
We will miss you, Joan.
Joan had said she would never retire and stayed true to her word. She hosted the filming of Fashion Police, about the Primetime Emmy Awards and the 2014 MTV Movie Awards, which were to be her last. She died a week later.
Let's take a quick trip around the world.
Iran's supreme leader has approved cooperation with the US as part of the fight against Islamic State in northern Iraq. Iran has traditionally opposed US involvement in Iraq. However, last month, US airstrikes helped Iranian-backed Shia militia and Kurdish forces break a 2-month siege by the terrorist group Islamic State in the Shia town of Amerli. US forces began carrying out airstrikes on IS positions in August after they took over several cities in northern Iraq. The largest gathering of international leaders ever to take place in the UK has ended in Wales. More than 60 world leaders, including US President Barack Obama and British Prime Minister David Cameron, attended the 2014 NATO summit. NATO leaders spent 2 days discussing problems in Ukraine, Iraq, and Afghanistan. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization is a military union backed by the nuclear weapons of the United States, France, and the United Kingdom. It was created in 1949 after the end of World War II. A 2-meter townhouse in London has been put on sale for a whopping £235,000. That's over 1.4 million cedis. It is a story house with 2 bedrooms, a lounge, a kitchen, and bathroom.
So that's it for News Generation this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can catch up with us online. We're on facebook.com/NewsGenerationGH or on Twitter @NewsGenGH. Until next time, have a good day.
News Generation, supported by
Cowbell with Vitarid.